Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Danielle, and if you're new here, then this is the video where I normally go through what I've eaten this week. I'm going to try to compact it a little bit more than I have in, say, the previous week, and each day I'm just going to go through what I've actually eaten over the course of the day, put my little breakdowns here. I might do 2 or 3 breakdowns for each of the meals and sort of catch up with you whilst I'm cooking or after I've cooked something, if like today there isn't really any recipe involved. So in here I have 1 portion of egg noodles done in some sort of chicken stock, and then I have a pork loin chopped up, as well as then obviously a lot of sort of tender stem broccoli, some mange too, and a few other bits and bobs as well in there. So it's a super simple throw together meal, but obviously pretty low in sugar. There isn't any sort of sauce or anything in there apart from the chicken stock. I wanted to avoid putting in some of the sauces just where they are a little bit higher in sugar. And if you are new here, you might be wondering why I'm banging on about sugar. I discussed it in my last video. I am trying to reduce the amount of sugar that I do consume, apart from perhaps natural sugars, but even then still trying to keep it to a minimum, just because of the way that it sort of reducing it benefits a few of the different health conditions and things, and my personal aims as well. I've got going on, it kind of benefits it in terms of sort of losing weight and stuff as well, and just feeling a bit less bleh in myself. So yeah, like I say, it's Saturday at the moment. I'm just going to tuck into this sort of pork vegetable noodle medley, and I'll sort of, for my breakfast, I just had some toast. I just had toast and a coffee there was some butter on the toast. For lunch we went to Greg's and I had a tuna pasta salad, and then one of their free range egg pots, so 2 sort of boiled eggs in there, and then one of their sort of no sugar raspberry, I'm pretty sure it's raspberry lemonades as well. And then I've avoided sort of snacking or having anything else today as well. So like I said, I will put here my total amount of calories for the day, sort of, and then perhaps a breakdown for breakfast, lunch and dinner as well. You'll see how I end up doing it in the end anyway. But yeah, so if this is the kind of content you do enjoy, then please do consider liking and subscribing. But I will see you again tomorrow, Sunday, for whatever comes next. Alright everyone, hello, it is Sunday, there we go. As always, I struggle to remember what day of the week it is, and I have got my dinner all cooked up. I didn't show you it as I was cooking it, just because it was a slow cooker beef, sort of with some gravy and then a lot of seasoning in there, some rice cooker rice, and then some purple sprouting broccoli on the side as well. I haven't actually eaten a huge amount today. I had some toast with a coffee and some easy peelers for sort of breakfast around 9:30, something like that. And then the only other thing I've eaten is I had 12 Sour Patch Kids, because I've put them all into one big container so I can control it better, but I've actually been making sure that I just have 1 serving amount. It's definitely the kind of thing that's very easy for me to just be like, I'll just have an extra one. But all those extra ones add up, especially when it comes to the sugar content, as you'll be able to see when I put the sort of the screenshot up of them, because they're definitely super heavy on the sugar front. I think it works out as like 26 grams of sugar for like 12 Sour Patch Kids or something. So obviously didn't want to over kind of do it, and I think I had those around 4:30. It's currently about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So this will be my last meal for the day. Like I said, just some broccoli, some sort of beef stew that's got some onions in there, a bunch of seasoning as well, and then some rice. I did a 75 grams dry amount of rice, which is sort of a medium portion for this particular rice. So yeah, I'm just gonna tuck into this, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. I do start my training again at 9:30 tomorrow, so I'll have plenty of time to get a nice amount, sort of a nice decent breakfast in as well. Hello everyone, it's Monday, and what a Monday it's been. But I do have some more purple sprouting broccoli, some sweet potatoes, and then a couple of pork sausages from the butcher's as well. So a super simple dinner. I did it so I put some of the sweet potatoes into the oven whilst I was finishing off a little bit of work. Then obviously added the sausages and stuff, so nothing exciting at all. But tasty enough, simple enough. Honestly, I'm pleased I didn't plan to do anything more full on in terms of cooking today, because with how my day's gone, I would not have managed it at all. But I will, as always, put down what I had for breakfast and everything here. I did some fried eggs on toast for breakfast, had a little bit of extra time, so did that and wanted to make sure I was using some eggs up before they went bad. And then I had sort of a yogurt pot combination for lunch. Then obviously this for dinner. Haven't had any snacks or anything otherwise. I've had a coffee and some peppermint tea along the way as well. And I will pop if I haven't already, I'll put the sort of the total amount for the day as the breakdown as well. But as you can see, it comes in under the sugar target, which is obviously a positive thing as well. And then only just over on the calories, and that's just because I was having to go with the weight of the sweet potatoes that tipped it mildly over the scale. But there are obviously worse ways to go slightly over on my calories when it is by such a small amount as well. But I'm just going to try my best to have a reasonable evening, and I will catch you again tomorrow. Hello, it's Tuesday. It feels like it's far later in the week than Tuesday after the day that I've had. I've had such a full-on day in terms of learning HR processes and things, as well as trying to deal with a million other things, getting sent around in circles, trying to deal with those things. Anyway, breakfast, I ended up having some more fried eggs on toast with some coffee. And as usual, I will put the screenshots of those things there. Then for lunch, I actually had the leftover beef stew. I didn't have it with rice or anything, I just had the rest of the beef stew, so it's definitely a hearty portion. And with that, I'm not wanting to do sort of a proper, like a large scale meal. So all I've done is I've done a medium sort of sized portion of tricolore fusilli pasta, some grana padano, some sliced up baby plum tomatoes, and then I have some tandoori chicken that I got from sort of the fridge section of Lidl, and I've just obviously quite clearly thrown it all into a bowl, and I will give that a mix through and just eat it for that way. So I'm just trying to keep it relatively low calorie, like I said, I'm not super hungry, but I know if I don't eat something representing a proper meal now, I will end up regretting it later and end up snacking on things that I shouldn't. I haven't had any actual snacks today in terms of any sweets, any fruit, anything like that. So I'm at least not too badly out in terms of calories. This does take me slightly over for the day, but again, not by a huge amount. And that sugar amount is way below what sort of I'm aiming for, which is a positive thing. I have taken out some pork mince just now, as well as some sort of passata that I put into the freezer. So tomorrow I'm probably going to do meatballs or something like that for dinner. And then I'll figure out kind of breakfast and lunches based on how I'm feeling for my mood in the morning. But yeah, I'm just going to tuck into this. Do a little bit more sort of diamond painting. I've been doing that quite a lot recently in the last few evenings. Just try and relax a little bit. Finish listening to my audiobook. I might be able to finish it tonight. And I will catch you again around the same time tomorrow for dinner and what I've been eating on Wednesday. Hello everyone, this is the midweek point of the week. It's Wednesday, my hair's doing whatever it wants to do and I've given up trying to deal with it. But today I finished some HR training, passed the test I needed to for it, have some more training for the rest of the week. And then I sat note taking in a meeting, which was useful for some insight into how to do things and everything, and perhaps how to approach them. And I did a lot more e-learning and helping try and resolve some other issues as well. So I'm pretty tired. But I was going to, initially I thought about doing meatballs, but instead I have just done spaghetti bolognese with I put my grana padano on one side when I grated it. There's some passata in there, some fresh tomatoes, that's what I'm looking for. And obviously various sort of herbs, spices, some garlic, shallot and everything as well. But yeah, so I'm just going to tuck into this. For breakfast, I had toast, I believe. I'm pretty sure I had toast. And then for lunch, I've made up some sort of overnight oat kind of things with some oat milk, some blueberries, chia seeds and everything like that in there as well. I had that for lunch. For my mornings, I believe, I had in the morning before that, I had the last 3 easy peelers that I had. And I'm obviously having this for dinner as well. So you'll be able to see again, slightly over on the calories. My sugar is quite close to what I'd want it to be. And like I say, it is the low sugar target rather than it just being the regular recommended amount of sugar. So it's still perhaps less than, if you're not trying to do low sugar specifically, it's a lot less than you might be aiming for. But I am just going to tuck into this, and I'll see you again on Thursday. I'm not sure I'm going to cook for tomorrow. I might just do the chicken paella. I might do that. That's a nice simple-ish thing to do. Obviously involves a little bit of time, but it isn't a lot of effort. So I might do that. And that might end up creating some leftovers for me for lunch or something for Friday as well. So yeah, there we go. There we go, just like that. It is Thursday. It's been an incredibly quick week this week. And yeah, today was a weird one. I felt like it was productive. It wasn't necessarily the most productive training I've ever had, but I was doing bits whilst I was doing training that felt kind of useful to my team as well. So that was at least a good day. But for breakfast, I had some of the overnight oats and everything that I'd arranged. For lunch, I had some chicken tikka chicken pieces in a sandwich, so nothing fancy there. And then for dinner, I've done it so I've used 50 grams of paella rice with quite a lot of chicken. I think it works out at like 300 grams of chicken. And then there's some peas and baby plum tomatoes in here, shallot, and they said onion, but just a shallot. And then some garlic as well. And then obviously sort of the stock and seasonings and everything in here as well. So a fairly simple dinner. Obviously doesn't involve kind of a huge amount of attention versus a risotto where I'd be stirring it a bit more frequently. But yeah, I'm just going to tuck into this and enjoy my evening. I've still been doing some of my diamond painting, had an audiobook going and stuff where I can as well, sort of especially when I was cooking. Yeah, I'm just going to tuck into this and relax for a little bit, do some more of that before I head to bed at a sensible time to get ready for my Friday. Hello everyone, it's Friday. We have made it to the end of the week and I'm definitely pleased about that. Today was, I feel like I was doing about 10 things at once all day, but it is the evening now and I've done it. So I've got some salmon here in kind of a pesto thing with some shallots and then some baby plum tomatoes I put into there as well, and then 2 sweet potatoes as well. For breakfast, I ended up having some more of my overnight oats and a coffee. And then for lunch, I had a sort of chicken sandwich kind of thing as well. So nothing particularly fancy or anything, but there we go. So my calories were slightly over what I wanted them to be in terms of the total number for today, but not by a huge amount. And again, the sugar is at least below target, so that is something. But that is all for me for this week. If you did enjoy me sort of going through what I've been eating for the week and showing it to you as kind of a bit more of a snapshot rather than showing you kind of me putting meals together when there isn't particularly a recipe or anything to go with them, do consider liking. If you haven't already, then please do consider subscribing as well. And the next video I'll have up will be the one on Sunday. That will be my sort of grocery shop video. I'm heading to Costco this weekend, so that will end up including some Costco things as well as sort of a little bit as well. I've made a room so I have my entire sort of second freezer is empty at the minute, so I'll be able to put loads of things in there in terms of bulk purchasing of different bits and bobs as well. But if that isn't the kind of video that you're interested in, this video will be here again next Saturday as well. So until I do see you again, whatever video it might be for, please do consider all of the good buttons. But otherwise, I shall see you again very, very soon. Bye guys.